Hello, welcome once again to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful baby dress in a simple way. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to my channel. So we are going to make this beautiful baby dress. All right, let's get started. First things first, this is the fabric we are going to be using. So I'm going to cut the front part of it first, the borders first before we continue. The half length. So first things first, you fold your fabric like this into two. Okay, then let's start taking our measurements. All right, so the neck of this dress is going to be two it's going to be 2 inches by 2.5 inches. Okay, and the shoulder, I'm going to use 4 inches in total. The shoulder measurement, I'm going to use 4 inches. So from the shoulder point, I'll measure 5.5 inches downwards for the armhole. Okay, all right. So the chest measurement for this dress is going to be 6 inches. That is 24 inches in total with plus allowance. So remember, we are dividing it into 4. 24 inches divided by 4 will give you what? 6 inches. So we are going to use 6 inches. Please, I added my seam allowance in it. Okay, let's use 6 plus seam allowance 6.5. all right, so don't be confused. 6.5 inches. Okay, then the half length of this dress, I'm going to be using 8 inches. Okay, I'm going to be using 8 inches. All right, let me make it 9 because the total length of the dress is going to be 22. So let me make it 9 inches, knowing that the remaining 13 inches will be for the down part. All right, 9 inches plus half inches for seam allowance. You add your half inches down here. All right, so you go here to 9.5 inches. Remember, the 0.5 is for seam, the joining allowance, the allowance you use to join the lower part to the upper part. Okay, all right, let's rule a straight line. Okay, now let's draw the armhole. I'm not using my cuff today, so let's just freestyle it. Okay, now our neck. All right, okay, so from this point, I'll just, from this, the lower part, I'll just measure the 6.5 inches, then join it together. Okay, let's cut our dress. All right, before we cut this shoulder measurement, at this shoulder point, just go down by 0.5. Don't really need to, but it's a baby dress, just to slant it up a little. Okay, so let's cut it out. Sorry, before we cut the neck part of it, the neck, at the back will be 1 inches down by 2 inches. So we draw it out first. Okay, then you cut that out. Okay, so I'm done cutting both parts. This is the front and this is the back. This is the back. So we are going to join both parts together. Let's do that now. We are going to do, the next step is to join the edges, the shoulders together. We join this shoulder with the back shoulder, just both ends together. Okay, so stitch here together, stitch here together. Let's do that. Okay, this is how it looks like right now. I'm done joining the shoulder points together. See, so this is how it looks like. So we are going to fold this back part of it like this to 2 equal parts, then cut the middle of it, because I'm not going to put zipper at the back of this, so I didn't put any zip allowance. You will see how we are going to do the back of this dress. All right, let's cut it out. I will advise you cut the back before joining it with the front part of it first. So this is how it looks like now. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, so what we are going to do right now, we are going to take measurement from this where the armhole ends. We will go in by 2.5 inches and mark the spot. Let me show you. Here you go in by 2.5 inches for the front, please, for the front part of the dress. Go in by 2.5 inches, you mark that spot. You do same for the other side. 2.5 inches, you mark the spot. All right, let's move to the back part. You also do same for the back. 2.5 inches, you mark the spot. Then the other side of the back, 2.5 inches, you mark the spot. All right, the next step right now is to take the measurement from this point down to this point, and here it's giving me 11 points, let's say 1 inches. So we are going to cut out 11.5 inches, just normal for the length. Okay, 11.5 inches divided by 2, that will 11.2, that will give me 5.5 inches. Let's just leave it at 11 inches. This will give me 5.5 inches, as you can see. So we are going to, the length of the fabric we're cutting, when you fold it, you measure 5.5 inches. Okay, please watch what I'm doing. All right, still not up to, yeah, 5.5 inches. Okay, 5.5 inches. So this will be the length. The width of the sleeve we are going to be using now. The sleeve I want to put is not a normal kind of sleeve. When I'm done, when we are in the process, you will see how the sleeve looks like. So the width of the sleeve is going to be, let's use 2.5 inches. So altogether we're supposed to measure 5 inches because it's going to be unfold. 5 inches, okay, by 5.5 inches. Okay, let me cut this part out so you understand better what I'm doing. So this is the fabric that I cut out, as you can see. The length is 11 inches, you see, 11 inches, while the width of it is what, 5 inches. So this is what we are going to do right now. You fold it in like this. Please, the right side facing right side, because you're going to sew on the wrong side of the fabric. Right side facing right side. You fold it like this, then stitch this end and the other end. Let's do that and see. So after stitching both ends, this is how it looks like. So the next step is to turn it over like this. You turn it over like this. Yeah, you do that for both. So, all right, so what I'm going to do right now, we are going to stitch this particular one on the borders. Starting from the point we marked, you will stitch down like this. So when you get to this armhole area, you stitch it on the armhole straight down till where it will end. Okay, please, you stitch it like this. Remember, just stitch it on top, because we are going to turn it over like this when we are done. All right, let me go and stitch it, so I'll exit to this thing will, you understand it better then. Okay, so I'm done stitching this other fabric on the bodice. So this is how it looks when you turn it over like this. We are going to turn it over. Please, we are going to turn it over like this and iron on it. Press. Yes, iron. So when you put it like this, how it looks. So this is how the bodice looks, the upper part. So the next step right now, we are going to cut the lower fabric, the lower part of the dress. And remember, the upper part took us 9 inches. So the lower part of the dress, we are going to measure 13 inches. We're going to measure 13 inches. So from here, I'm going to be taking down 13, going down by 13 inches. Yes, I have to mark that spot, sorry. Okay, so this is the fabric I'll be using for the lower part. As you can see, the width of the fabric is 13 inches. The width of the fabric is 13 inches. While the length, look at it, 13 inches. While the length, I have folded it into 2 because of the table I'm using. The length of the fabric is 47 inches. That is 23.5 times 2, since it's folded. The length of the fabric is 47 inches. While the width of the fabric, I'm confusing you guys. The width of the fabric is 47 inches, while the length of the fabric, because the remaining length is 13 inches to add up for the dress we are making. We've already removed 9 inches for the upper part, so the 13 inches plus 9 inches will give you what? 22 inches. So now we are going to gather this fabric. How I do my gathering, I just measure the total, the waist measurements. I cut out a thread for the waist measurement, which is, let's say, 24. Then I cut a thread that is 24 inches long. Just use it to pass through this whole fabric, and it will just gather it to the length you want. So let's go and do that. So this is what I do. I leave, remember, since this will be at the back part, I just leave like, let's say 1.5 inch or 2 inches even. Then start from a point like this. You go until you go all around. Okay, this is what it looks like after gathering. So we are going to join both sides of the bodice now. going to join the both. Remember, right side facing right side. So at the wrong side of the fabric, we're going to join it like this. Sew these points together. Sew the other points also together. Okay, before attaching the lower part, sew together, sew together. Let's do that now. Show you the out. So I'm done joining the both ends. This is it. So when you turn it over, this is how it looks. This is how it looks. And this is how this other side looks too. So what we are going to do next, is to attach these borders to the lower part. And how are we going to do this? Remember, this part of the wrong side of the fabric facing the wrong side of this other, the lower part. Please, if you have your pin, you can just pin them together to avoid making any mistakes. So we are going to stitch from this end, from this point down to the other point. Okay, so let's do this and get back. Sorry, before joining it, let me just remember we didn't add any allowance at the back of the dress. So what I'm going to do right now, I have this bias tape I normally use. If you've been watching my videos, you see that I use it a lot. So what I'm going to do now, I'll use this bias tape to run around the neck first. Afterwards, then I will now use this bias tape here at the back of the dress, like this. Attach it, run it down, attach it to the back of the dress, over. Okay, let me start again. You will attach this bias. Let's say you can cut a piece of fabric if you don't have anywhere to buy this tape. Use the fabric, connect, sew on the right side of the fabric because you're going to turn it in. So you sew from the neck point down to the waistline. Sew it down on both sides. Let's do that. Okay, so as you can see, I've attached the bias tape at the back of the, I stitch it on the right side of the, as in the front of the dress. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it over. When I turn it over, I'll now top stitch it like this down. So it will now look something like this. You see, when you top stitch it, it will look very fine. So you just turn it over and stitch it down. And stitch it down. So I also added a bias tape at the neck round, but this time I'm not going to turn it completely in. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold it up like this and top stitch on it. So this is how it will look at the neck side, at the neckline. Isn't it beautiful? So let's top stitch on. So this is how it looks after joining. I've attached the lower part, and this is the hand of the dress. You see, this is the neck. This is how it looks. So the back now, this is the back. The back part of this dress will be open, but we are going to join the lower part. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Here, from the neck point to the waistline, it's going to be open. That's why I closed it like this. So, but from here, we are going to hold it down. We're going to stitch it together. I'm going to stitch the back part together now. So this is how it looks after stitching the back part of it. This is the back after joining it together, and this is the front. So let's turn it over and see how the dress itself looks. Okay, now this is our dress. So this is the back. See, just to add a button here at the end, at the neck points here. So for the turn, if you want, you can fold it in, but me, I'm going to use my bias tape as usual to run around the lower part of it, so it will look like the neckline. So I'll just use this bias tape to run it round. This is the final look. I've used the bias tape to run around the lower part of the dress. This is how it looks. So this is the final look of the dress. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, please guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please help a sister subscribe and help me grow. Please, if you have any comments, don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section of this video. And if you have any questions to ask, please just leave a comment and I'll try my best to respond to it. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.